Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial. Today we are going to learn about the Auth 2. So what is Auth 2? Let's take an example. So imagine you are staying at a hotel and instead of giving someone your master room key, the hotel gives them a temporary key card that only works for the specific areas like the gym or the pool, expires after a certain time, and can be deactivated without affecting your main key. So that exactly what Auth 2 does for the apps and the websites. So basically, Auth 2 follows some of the social logins, GitHub login, Google login, Facebook login. Okay. So what are the process, right? Let's take an example. So what is Auth 2 is a security standard that lets you give app limited access to your information on other websites without sharing your password. So it could be an email it could be a phone name, okay, and it could be the photos, right? If you have the Google Drive or something, if someone try to edit your photos, so in that case they needs access of that one. Okay, so what the auth 2 problem solves. Before auth 2, you want to use your photo printing service that needs access to your Facebook photos. In the old way, what it is, you had to give the printing service your Facebook username and the password, and they logged in as you, and they could do anything with your account, and you have to change your password to revoke their access. Okay, so this is the process. Now what ought to do, they tell the Facebook, you tell the Facebook that let's this printing app see my photos. Facebook gives the app a special access token, and the app can only view the photos, not post, not message, nothing else. You can revoke access anytime without changing the password, right? What are the four key player roles? So the resource owner, the client, authorization server, and the resource server. Okay, so the first, that is resource owner, which has the person who owns the data, control, access to your information. Client, client just requests the access that I want to edit your photos, okay, wants to use your data on your behalf, right? So authorization server, what it do, the security checkpoint like the Google login, it verifies the identity and issues a token. Resource server, where the data lives like the Google Drive, stores and protects your information. Okay, so the real world example, we can take an example of the Canva, and you want to use the Canva to edit your photos. The Canva client needs to access your Google Drive photos, and Google login server, authorization server, which is verifies you and issues a token. And now the Google Drive resource server stores your photos. Okay, and now you can Canva can edit that one. Okay, so what's the complete flow of that one? So let's take an example. I want to use Canva with my Google photos. Okay, so redirect to the Google login. Google ask your credentials like the login, username and the password. If it's already login, then it will give you login and approve the permissions that Canva access your photos. Okay, so view photos, upload photos, you just allow it and then send authorization code to the Canva, and Canva get, and there is exchange of the code, that is access token plus refresh token, right? Okay, so with the help of the access token, which is short lived, so it can be expired in 1 hour, so you have to use the refresh tokens to get the access token again. Okay, no need to log in again, right? Get the photos, use the access token, and here are the photos. Okay, so in many of the websites, if if you go and check that, you are always mainly you try to log in with Google. Okay, so you click on that, it will redirect to your page, you enter your credentials and you give the access that that this site wants to access your personal information like email or the phone, and you give that, and then you are logged in with that website, and now you can serve anything. Okay, this is the process, right? Next one, that we have the important auth 2 concepts, that is access tokens, refresh tokens, or scopes, and the client credentials. That's very important. So access token, that is a short lived and 1 hour, and the purpose is to get your data on each request. And the refresh token is longer lived token to get a new access token, lifespan days, week, and doesn't expire. Get new access tokens without asking to log in again. Scope, that the permissions level they have, like read photos, send me email, view calendar. So whenever, if I implement this in any of the website like social login, Google login, then it could be explained much better, like what are these: read photos, send mail, and the view calendar. So these are the scopes that you have to pass to get the information from their account. Okay, so whenever you implement the social login, purpose limiting access to the only what's the necessary, right? Now the client credentials, so somewhere you require the client ID, client secret, and the registration whenever the developer registers the app, like the Facebook. So you have to create the app over there, then the process goes on. Okay, different auth 2 flows, grant types. Okay, so first one, that authorization code high, web apps with the backend server. Authorization code plus PKCE high. Implicit flow medium. Client credentials high, password credentials low. Okay, so these are the basically the different auth flow grant types, right? So let's move to the next one, that is understanding the scopes. So these are the scopes, that if the Google Drive is there, read only, file, full send, read only, calendar. Okay, so these are the can view the calendar. So these are the permissions whenever implementing this kind of backend services. So you have to allow that permissions, right? Security best practices. Okay, for user protecting yourself, review permissions carefully, only grant necessary scopes, revoke unused apps access, use official apps. Okay, and watch for the phishing. Make sure you are on the real Google, Facebook login page, not a fake one. Okay, for the developers building secure apps, always use HTTPS, validate redirect URLs, use short-lived access token, and store your tokens securely. Implement token rotation. Use PKCE for the public clients. Validate tokens on every request. Request minimal scopes. Only ask for the permission you actually need, rather than you are asking for something else, right? Common auth 2 scenarios like Spotify using the Facebook login. So you click on the login with the Facebook on the Spotify, and Spotify redirect to the Facebook. Facebook shows Spotify wants to access your name, profile picture, and the email address. You click the continue. Facebook sends the authorization code to Spotify. Spotify exchange code for the access token. Spotify uses this token to get your Facebook info, and the result, you're logged into the Spotify using the Facebook identity. Okay, same with the Grammarly using the accessing the Google Docs. App needs more photos later. So this is app uses access token to get your photos. Access token expires. App uses a refresh token to get the new access token. Okay, and app continue working with the new access token. Okay, these are the flow. Now these are the troubleshooting common issues, that invalid redirect URL, the callback URL doesn't match the register URL. That means check the exact URL, including the HTTP or HTTPS in the app settings. Token expired. SS token has expired, usually after the 1 year. Insufficient permissions like the scopes. Request proper scopes during the authorization. Invalid client means client ID or secret is incorrect, so verify that in the developer console. SS denied means user click denied during the authorization. User needs to approve the permissions. Okay, so these are the key terms. Access token is refresh authorization code, temporary voucher exchange for the token like a ticket stub. Grant type, the method flow used for the transition, like different security procedures. Okay, PKC is the extra security for the apps that can't keep secrets. Okay, so key takeaways: auth 2 is about the delegation, letting apps access your data without sharing the passwords, and tokens are temporary keys. Scope limited, only apps get permission you explicitly approve. Okay, multiple flow exists. PKC essential, security matters, always use HTTPS, use control is a paramount. Users can always revoke access without disrupting the main account. Okay, so auth 2 might seem complex at the first, but it's very fundamental simple. Okay, it's a secure way to say this app can do these specific things with my data for this amount of time without ever sharing your password. Okay, remember the hotel key card analogy, that the authorization code is like the temporary receipt you get at the front desk. The access token is like the actual key card with limited access. The refresh token is like your ability to get a new key card without going through the check-in again. And the scopes are like which areas of the hotel your key card can access. You can deactivate the card anytime without affecting your main reservation. Okay, so I hope you understand what auth 2 is. Hope you like the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.